Colter, we know that in Montana there's a lot of hunters, a lot of gun enthusiasts, so you might as well shop local when you're looking for your next firearm or accessory, huh?
Selway Armory, they got the best prices around and the best service you'll find anywhere. As the guys over there will tell you, shop with Selway Armory for a year. We guarantee you'll save some money.
The other thing is they have great knowledge. There's a lot of questions that people have about the right styles and types to suit them and what it is that they're trying to do, and all the guys over at Selway Armory know their firearms and ammunition and accessories inside and out.
With locations in both Missoula and Bozeman, Selway Armory has some specialty products as well, including full Sig Sauer inventory for your best in handguns and much, much more.
Like Colter said, 2 brick-and-mortar locations, one in Missoula, one in Bozeman, and also online, tremendous inventory there. They'll ship everything you want, selwayarmory.com.
I'm not going first.
Rock, paper, scissors. You guys have all freaking practice to figure this out. Just like when I come over and say, hey, I'm going to lead off today. I'm guessing
there was some fun parts of practice today with the big band catching the punt and stuff, but then some pretty difficult conditioning at the end. What do you like just about the kind of dichotomy?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, you can't be all work and no play, but the bottom line is this. We have a group of guys that were here all summer, and I took those guys. They had a little bit. We have to condition. We got to be able to run. We got to be in great shape, and we wanted also to, from a safety standpoint, you got to know what guys' conditioning levels are. It helps us determine the workload, and so I think it's pretty standard practice to have some kind of conditioning test early in camp. And there's guys that are all over the place. There's guys that have been, in great condition. There's guys that haven't been doing a whole lot. And so for us to be smart with them, we have to know what the workload levels that we need to give them are, and that's how we kind of determine that.
The first down and back, Troy just dusted everybody, but then it seemed like people were trying to beat him.
Oh, they're saving their energy,
Right.
I can get him once, you can get him once. So, yeah, well, he knows one speed, so that's good.
But do you like the fact that he pushed? I mean, Daniel Hardy and Ryan Loninger are both kind of going after him. Do you like that competitiveness?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the things we're definitely looking for in that drill. And, I'll tell this story to them probably so many times they're sick of hearing it, but we were at the Seahawks camp one time when I was at Washington, and they had the veteran guys get up and kind of talk. It was a mini camp. They were talking about how to give the rookies a piece of advice. How do you make the team? And one of the vets got up and he just said, hey, I just wait for it to get hard. I just kind of cruise when it's easy. I'm just cruising. When it gets hard, that's when I go. That's how I separate myself. And you saw some of that today with that competitiveness.
Scrampos, you talked about him yesterday a little bit, but what do you think he has to do to even improve from where he is right now? Obviously,
yeah, I think the biggest thing for Jason is the opportunity that he's now going to have to take reps with the ones, and that's probably the thing that maybe held him back a little bit. At the University of Washington, he was playing nose. When he got there, Danny Shelton, first-round draft pick, was playing nose. Okay, then Elijah Qualls, fifth-round draft pick, was playing nose. Then Vita Vea, first-round draft pick, was playing nose. And then Greg Gaines, second-round draft pick, was playing nose. So those are the guys that he was behind in his time at the University of Washington in that position. A pretty good group. And now with him having the ability to get more reps against good competition, I think that's really going to help to have him push his game forward.
Has he fit in with the kind of team dynamic pretty quickly?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we knew that coming into this, and the type of young man that he is, and how he was raised, the culture that he came from, familiarity that he already has with guys like Bryce and Amandre. It was a very easy fit.
His body, he looks different than a lot of 300-pound guys. Granted, he's 6'6", but what do you just think of the physical makeup he brings to the roster?
I think Coach Saha does a pretty good job over there in the weight room. And so, I think obviously, having that mass is a part of being able to hold up on the interior of the defensive line. And certainly we're not going to try to get a 240-pound guy in there. So, when James Williams was gone, we knew we had a hole there, and it just, it worked out great. We got guys like Chase that's 285. We've got him at, pushing 300. And so we've got some options in there that's definitely going to be good for us.
D-line is pretty interesting, because you lose 3 big contributors, but you still have a lot of depth there.
Yeah, I think that I don't know that you can really equate how you're going to be able to replace the leadership that Tyrone and Zach and Tucker gave us, but I really credit a lot of where the bar's been set to those 3 men. They just worked hard, took a lot of pride in that unit, and you can see guys like Derek Marks and Bryce Sturck that are stepping into those leadership roles, and we have a lot of talent there, and so they can't take downs off or somebody's going to go by them, and I think that just really helps us to continue to develop depth.
How do you evaluate the offensive line with a lot of guys coming back, but maybe some mixing that in as well?
This stuff is really hard to evaluate the offensive and defensive lines, and I mean, probably in a perfect world we would have let you guys talk to him after that. Very mature, first of all. He was here summer for a bridge program. Very mature, very focused. Typical Texas kid. Yes sir, no sir. Highly disciplined in his personal life. Very respectful, and I think he's got some juice. That would be kind of how I describe him.
Where would you say Ruben stacks up with the quarterbacks, and maybe what is the next step for him?
Well, I think right now his role for us right now with these is kind of getting these two young guys kind of dialed, and that's kind of what we've asked him to do. And hey, once we get this thing squared away, so we don't have to babysit them all the time when we go 2 fields, then we'll roll him into that a little bit. He's actually a very poised young man. I mean, you watch him operate, and he's even more so than Casey and Tucker. Sometimes he's got a little bit better of a demeanor, and that's one of the things I really like about Ruben. Good.
All right. What's
Thanks,
sauce?
guys.